Ladies and gents, one Bruce's reaction, and this is Killdozer, how a man made his own tank. Damn, really? Tales from the bottle. This is by the channel Qxir. A man made his own tank? How the hell did he do that? Making tank is not a joke. He must be some kind of a mechanical or some kind of engineer like that. Yeah. Qxir is a great channel. I reacted to long ago a video on how I think in World War I or World War II, somebody was on meth or something, crystal meth or something, a soldier, and he lost his, basically, he was just way too much on drugs, so he didn't realize how long of a distance he traveled, and all the things he did was just ridiculous. That was an awesome video. Then also, reacted to a video just a few days ago about how FBI killed a woman. That was just effed up. This is going to be similar like that, so I guess we'll see. Alright, remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction today. There's a link in the description. Check out the Castwell playlist, like all is sarcastic production, internet story, and real life lore, because in a nutshell, internet story and things like that. Yeah, and yeah, let's watch this one.
In 2004, a man would go on a rampage in Granby, Colorado in a strange armored vehicle.
What?
Which would later become known as the Killdozer. Great name, by the way. I think I'm going to give the same title to my little Nissan. Beep beep. Despite continued attempts, police were unable to stop him, and the town was completely at his mercy.
Why? Look at that.
Such a thing? Where did he get this contraption? Whatever happened
damn.
to him? His name was Marvin, and he's become somewhat of a hero in some people's eyes. A reasonable man, driven to do unreasonable things. Which is just like me, when the person walking in front of me is too slow and takes up the whole path, and Jesus fucking Christ, you fat fuck, get out of my way. Marvin moved to Colorado sometime in the 90s or earlier, which was somewhat strange as he was in his 40s. He didn't have a wife or family. He didn't even know anybody in the area. But he was a hard worker, soon setting up his own muffler repair shop in the area, and people said he was a very affable person. So he might be a little odd, but so far, I like him. Trouble began in 2001 when the Zoning Commission approved the construction of a concrete factory adjacent to Marvin's shop. For many years, Qxir had used this route to get to his shop, as it was really the only access road leading there. Construction of the plant would block this route, however. Qxir tried to appeal the Zoning Commission's decision, but was denied. He tried to petition the city with neighbours and friends, but was once again unsuccessful. The concrete plant was going to be built. So Marvin said, alright, you win. I'll just have to find another way to my shop. He petitioned to construct a new access road, and he even bought all the heavy machinery so he could just do it all himself. Well, guess what? He was turned down again. To add insult to injury, the construction of the factory cut Qxir's connection to the sewage line, and Granby Town Council fined him for not being hooked up to the sewer. With his livelihood seemingly in ruins.
Alright, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is the same shit as that, there was an incident of a cop who was beating a guy. A few cops was just, wailing on a guy, and because they were basically beating this guy, his blood, fell on one of their shoes, and they just put that on the charge, like, I guess destroying some police property or something like that, because, his blood got on the shoes because they were the one who was punching him in the face or something like that. This is like that. Your construction of a factory destroyed the sewage line, and now you're gonna fine him for it? And what the fuck? I mean, he has a shop there, all right. His original route is blocked, so he basically protested on that. It didn't work, so just like a reasonable guy, he said, okay, I'm gonna create by myself another road, and they denied that. How is that even legal? First of all, if you have a land somewhere that you own, by law, I think you should have access to a nearby road by a small path or something, right? I mean, you can't just have a land and every land around you is just, I guess, surrounded by some kind of factory or something. How are you going to go to your land? How are you going to get access to your land? I mean, there should be a road either going near your land, or there should be a small space of road that connects to some kind of a road, I guess. I mean, how does that even work? Like, no road connecting to his land. So how is he supposed to go, reach there? If you're just going to create factories around his land is inaccessible. I mean, that's not legal, is it? So what he was doing was, I guess, reasonable. This kind of shit just pisses me off. All the, basically different type of, the government, municipalities, whatever we call it, always cares about either big factories or group of people, unions, but never cares about a singular person. They always screw them over, whether it's in US or any other country. This is common everywhere. And this pisses me off, man. And then you have people just, getting pissed off, basically, and doing something stupid like this guy did with the Killdozer. I mean, how could you blame him if you're just going to screw him over and over again? This reminds me of, I've learned that in US Senate, basically, senators never loses their position. People always vote them in. People stay for decades as the senators. They don't even leave for a long time because everybody always votes for them. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. If you know that this kind of shit happens, people get screwed over like this, why do you keep voting the same people in? Why do you keep the same people in power? Change them if this shit like this happens, because the people in Colorado, wherever this was, clearly didn't care about a singular person because they didn't care about him. This is stupid.
As Marvin felt he had no recourse, he began planning his next move. He would write notes and record audio tapes about his predicament. I was always willing to be reasonable until I had to be unreasonable. Sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. He made a list of establishments and people that had sided against him, and over the next year and a half, he toiled on a secret project.
Yeah, okay. I think, like he said in the start of the video, he didn't have any family or nobody when he moved here. I think something happened to him before moving to this place. So his mind was already, not at the place. I think he already went through tragedies or something like that. And then he tried to be reasonable, then people screwed him over, so he just lost his mind here. I mean, you can't blame him for that. But I think he should have tried to, I guess, go to court or something rather than doing this. I'm pretty sure, before moving to this place, he lost everything, I guess, because he didn't have any family or something like that. So he was already hurt.
One of the machines Qxir had purchased to build the alternative access route to his shop was a bulldozer. But by the time Qxir was done with it...
How did he bought a bulldozer? I mean, bulldozers are not cheap. So if you can, buy a bulldozer, why not just sell your land and shop and just, I guess, buy it somewhere else? I mean, you already have money. You bought a bulldozer, not rented. You bought a bulldozer. I mean, you had money, I guess.
It was a veritable tank. The bulldozer was fitted with makeshift armor covering the cabin, the engine, and parts of...
And all of this is not cheap either. So he clearly had resources and money.
...the tracks. This armor was over a foot thick in places,
God damn.
consisting of a concrete mix fitted between sheets of tool steel. This made the Killdozer impervious to bullets and even explosives. To see out of this armor, Qxir installed several cameras all around the cabin and hooked them up to 2 monitors he mounted on the inside. The cameras were protected by 3-inch bulletproof plastic. He even fitted in compressed air nozzles to blow dust off the lenses. 3 gun ports were installed, each fitted with a different weapon: a 50 caliber anti-material rifle, a 308 semi-automatic, and a 22 long rifle.
I think there's M82 or M83, what's that called? I think it's M82 or M107, I don't know. Something like that. This one, 50 caliber. Yeah, so he had those kind of guns. He had money to build a massive armor like that, bulletproof, I guess, plastic for the camera. So he had money for... Maybe he took a loan or something for this. Maybe he didn't want to pay back because he knew this would end bad in the end or something like that. Or maybe he had money, because if he had money, that kind of, makes me think like, why go through all this? Just sell the land and buy it somewhere else. You have money. Yeah.
Each fitted with steel plates. Qxir even installed onboard fans and an air conditioner to keep the driver cool under all the armor. But there was one problem. The armor was completely sealed tight and lowered onto the bulldozer via a crane. that meant once the driver got in, he wasn't coming back out. Now that's an extremely impressive thing to build. One time I tried to put the...
Wait a minute, so how did he get in and then operated the crane to put it down? So clearly he had help. Somebody helped him doing that. And he clearly didn't expect to come back. This is extreme measure. I mean, I get it, he got screwed over, but just saying that, I'm gonna attack all these people and die, that's kind of extreme. Because he clearly didn't expect to come out from this. Like, this is, this goes with my theory that he probably was hurt before even moving to this place because some kind of tragedy already happened to him. So this event just snapped him, I guess.
Together a chair from IKEA, and I put the fucking legs the wrong way around. And he did all of this in his shed. And that's not even the most unbelievable thing about all of this. Numerous people had actually visited Marvin during the year and had been in his shed. And not one of them said anything about the homemade tank sitting in the corner. Like, what was going through their heads as they looked around that garage? Nice toolbox. May get one of them for myself. Broken boiler there by the looks of it. Ooh, expensive power drill. Might ask for a loan of that. Real old pair of boots there. Giant bulldozer fitted with composite armor, 3 gun ports and its own surveillance system. Lawnmower. Qxir believed that God had built him for this job, and that it was God who clouded the judgment of the people who entered his shed. Now, I like Marvin, but I think I'm going to have to take issue with the notion that God approved of him.
I mean, come on, people just thought that he's, how those people who are inventive, who just, make things like, I don't know, trying to make some weird things. So people just thought that he's just experimenting with things. They didn't probably thought that, first of all, gun ports won't build gun ports. There wouldn't be any guns attached to it because he didn't mount it yet, probably. So people would have just thought that those are just windows. So people just thought, maybe he's trying to create armored bulldozer for safety concerns or something. I don't know. People would have thought, nobody would think that he's just going to create a tank and basically try to kill everybody.
Planning a fucking rampage. Like, it seems like a lot of effort on God's part to cloud the judgment of every single person that walked into the shed, instead of just making you see sense. Like, which one of those two things seems like the more logical option? Then again, all of this really happened, so what do I know? On June the 4th, 2004, Marvin lowered the armor onto the Killdozer cabin one last time, sealing himself inside. He began his rampage by tearing through the wall of his muffler shop and then the concrete plant, before making his way into town. For 2 hours, he terrorized the town of Granby. He destroyed the town hall, the office of a local newspaper that editorialized against him, the home of a judge, and many others. Every building he destroyed was owned by somebody that had previously...
So basically, council is against you, judge is against you, even the newspaper is against you, unjustifiably. I mean, this is why people are paranoid. Like, whole system is against you. This is what it's called, whole system. Judge, council, and even the newspaper is unjustifiably against you. I mean, how the fuck none of them just see, like, this guy is talking sense, like his shop is there, he need a road. How is he going to go to his shop? I mean, why nobody tried to be reasonable at all? What did they expect him to do? Just shut off his shop and kill himself? I mean...
wronged him. In all, he smashed up 13 buildings, causing about $7 million worth in damages. But it should be noted that nobody was harmed. Police made continuous attempts to stop the rampage. Local and state patrol, including a SWAT team, followed...
He built this armor so he can withstand explosives, and they are with their pistol. Poing, poing, poing.
the Killdozer everywhere it went, firing shots at the cab with no effect. They then tried to take out the cameras, which again failed as they had the bulletproof shielding. They climbed aboard, trying to figure out a way to put a bullet inside the beast. A flashbang grenade was even dropped in the exhaust pipe, but nothing they could do could stop it. They even brought out a wheel tractor scraper to fight them.
Should have put smoke grenade in it. He could have flushed him out. I don't know. Could have maybe make him unconscious or something rather than flash grenade.
Machine, but the Killdozer is just pushed to the side. At this point,
It's a
police
dozer.
were
Of
running
course
out
it
of
did.
ideas. The governor of Colorado, Bill Owens, was considering authorizing the National Guard to bring in an Apache attack helicopter
Damn.
and blast the Killdozer
Bit
with
extreme.
Hellfire missiles, which is a fairly serious escalation. Feels a bit like we're skipping some steps here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't get the ring off my fat finger, but I don't immediately break out the hacksaw. This was
I'm pretty sure there's lots of things you can do, like wait him out. I don't know, try to block him. I don't know, there's a many Apache helicopter with Hellfire missiles. Damn, that's just military grade right there.
eventually decided against due to the fact that firing missiles on a US town probably isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
That the damage done would be significantly greater than anything He-Mare could have hoped to achieve.
I mean, yeah, it's a Hellfire missile. It's gonna create a massive damage around it.
He-Mare was destroying a hardware store when he encountered a problem. Killdozer's radiator had been damaged somehow, and the engine was leaking. Another problem, a thread had dropped into the hardware store's basement, meaning he was stuck. The engine failed, and SWAT soon surrounded the machine. After about a minute, they heard a single gunshot from inside the cab. Then the Killdozer fell silent.
Yeah.
Police first used explosives to remove the armor, but after 3 failed attempts, they used an oxyacetylene cutting torch and managed to get in. Inside, they found the body of Marvin He-Mare. He had shot himself in the head with a handgun. In 2005, it was announced that the Killdozer would be taken apart for scrap metal.
I'm sorry, this just pisses me off. A guy just wanted to run a muffler shop and wanted a road to go to his shop. I mean, I get it. This is a bit extreme. I mean, he shouldn't have done this. He should have, pursue more, I guess, justice system like courts, I guess Supreme Courts even if need be, rather than doing all this. But I mean, you don't know what guy's been through. I mean, people's psychology, you have to take that into account. Even our justice system says, like, you have to take into people's psychology into account. You shouldn't have done this to begin with. I mean, you should have, he was trying to be reasonable there. I mean, he bought a bulldozer so he himself could create a road. He just wanted a permission. I mean, what more reasonable a guy can get? I wouldn't be that reasonable. I'll just be like, screw that. I mean, you build a road for me. It's my plot. You just build a fucking factory there. How am I supposed to go to my plot? It's your responsibility. You're the city council or whatever. But the guy bought a bulldozer so he could himself create a road.
Each individual piece being sent to a different scrapyard to prevent admirers from taking souvenirs. And thus ends the tale of the Killdozer. Hey everybody, I hope you like.
I like that last animation. This is just like, he's sitting there like he took some kind of still photo or something.
Of the Killdozer.
Before he went to the rampage, he just took a photo of himself and, Qxir is showing us photo or something with, all this bulldozer and the armor on there, and he's just looking at the camera. I like this animation.
Hey everybody, I hope you liked the video. If you did, then you know what to do. I just wanted to talk about the channel for a little bit. So recently we hit 1,000 views on a single video, and I think we're coming up to 5,000 views total across the channel.
What? In 2018, March 2018, he was very small of a YouTuber, huh? Very small creator. He hit 1,000 views, that's it. And look at him now, 500,000 subscriber with 4.5 million views on this video. I mean, yeah, he's a great YouTuber, I guess, great content creator. I hope he gets even bigger than here, goes to 1 million subscribers and more. Because I like this. I like his animation. I like his style. It's great. Alright, people, that was Killdozer. And, I guess subscribe to Qxir, man. This is really good channel. I mean, I never got too much recommendation for this channel before. Once a guy told me to react to this channel about, like I said, about that meth video from World War times. Nobody ever did. I reacted to that video. Nobody watched that reaction too much, but so that gave me the feeling like Qxir was not as famous as some other channel, but I still like this channel, so I still reacted to it. Now obviously people finding this video and telling me to react to more like things like this. But yeah, I feel like Qxir is not as famous as he should be, because this is really good channel. So if you like this, if you like this video and everything and never subscribe to this, go to the original channel, subscribe to it. This is a great content creator. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction, there's a link in the description. Check out the castable playlist, check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.